The blade of the wanderer. The wind howled through the empty valley, the pale moon casting long, jagged shadows over the barren land. A lone figure, cloaked in a tattered, weathered robe, moved silently along the rocky path. His face was hidden beneath the shadow of his hood, but the gleam of his katana's hilt glinted in the moonlight with a deadly promise. He was a ronin, a masterless samurai, drifting through the world with no allegiance, no master, only the weight of his past and the sword that had served him through countless battles. His name was Ryu, and he was a man driven by honor, though that honor had been twisted by betrayal and loss. A year ago, his lord, the Honorable Lord Kaido, had been murdered by his own brother, a treacherous man driven by greed. Ryu had fought to protect the honor of his lord and family, but in the end, the blade of his own kin had severed the bond between them, and the once proud clan had crumbled. His masterless life had led him to this desolate road, seeking vengeance and purpose. Ryu was drawn to the village of Tetsuya by a whisper on the wind, a rumor that spoke of a ruthless bandit leader named Yagoro, who had taken control of the region with an iron fist. They said he was a warrior of unmatched skill, a man whose cruelty was surpassed only by his love of violence. The village had suffered under his reign, and word had reached Ryu that Yagoro was amassing an army to expand his terror. Ryu didn't seek out this fight for justice. It wasn't the lives of the villagers that spurred him. No, it was the challenge, the need to face a worthy adversary. A man who had once been a loyal servant to a noble family, now driven by nothing but the pursuit of strength and vengeance. This battle would be his redemption, or his end. As he entered the village, the silence was broken only by the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer. He made his way to the center, where the village square stood. It was a scene of devastation, burnt homes, shattered windows, and the lingering stench of smoke. His hand instinctively gripped the hilt of his katana as he moved forward, the cold steel familiar to him like the breath in his lungs. Suddenly, a voice rang out, a low growl from the shadows. "So, the wanderer arrives." Ryu's gaze snapped to the source of the voice. From the edge of the square, a tall figure stepped into the light. His body was cloaked in dark armor, his eyes burning with malice. Yagoro. The bandit lord's laugh echoed in the empty space. "I've heard of you, Ronin. They say you've killed 100 men and lived to tell the tale. But I wonder, will you be able to face me and my army?" Ryu said nothing, his fingers tightening on the katana's hilt. The time for words was past. Yagoro raised his hand, signaling his men to surround the square. Dozens of warriors, armed with swords, spears, and axes, stepped forward from the shadows, forming a tight circle around Ryu. But the Ronin showed no fear. He had faced death countless times before, and it had never claimed him. The bandit leader chuckled darkly. "You stand alone, wanderer. You think you can take us all?" "I don't need to defeat all of you," Ryu said coldly, his voice like steel. "Just you." Before Yagoro could react, Ryu moved like lightning, drawing his katana with a single, fluid motion. The first bandit lunged at him with a sword raised high, but Ryu sidestepped effortlessly, his blade slashing through the air with a deadly hum. The bandit's head fell from his shoulders,